Hi, my name's Evert. I'm from Canada. I came to Artemis Hospital because of my myasthenia gravis. I came for HSC treatment. The doctors I had were Dr. Ragesh, Dr. Pawan, and Dr. Rohan. They put me through the HSC process to get rid of, hopefully, some of my symptoms. My symptoms included weakness in my left hand, weakness in my forearm, drooping eyelid, especially on the left side, a weak calf on the left side. Both my hands were weak. After going through even the beginning stages of chemo, my eyes responded very quickly, even though I was feeling very horrible at the time. My eyes started to respond. Since that time, I've improved dramatically. My eyes have had a bit of a setback, but my hand strength is very good now. My calf strength is very good. One thing I didn't mention, as I was having difficulty breathing, my breathing has responded very well. I have no problem breathing anymore. I need no O2.
My name is Sai Tembrunkeet. I am Evert's cousin. Our mothers, they're both passed away, but they're sisters, and Evert asked me to come and join him for this month at Artemis to be his attendant. And I thought it was very interesting that in Canada, they don't have patient attendants. And I was wondering, I thought it might be only for the international patients, but it's actually for the local patients as well. And I think it's a great idea to provide psychological support, and I was able to help with some physical things as well. And of course, the experience was way different for me than it was for Evert. But I was really impressed with the knowledge of the doctors. I was impressed with his treatment. And of course, being an impartial observer, I've been able to see the development of his condition from when we first came to when he left.
So we have Evert with us, who was diagnosed as a case of myasthenia gravis 1 year back. And he was started on initially some treatments for that, which are given usually like pyridostigmine, steroids also, but he was allergic to that. And he was almost intolerant to the usual medicines what is given for myasthenia gravis. So then he decided to go for autologous bone marrow transplant, and he chose our center. So I'll tell you brief about our center. At Artemis, we are the center of excellence for doing bone marrow transplant or the hematopoietic stem cell transplant for autoimmune diseases. We have huge experience of doing autologous bone marrow transplant for multiple sclerosis, for other autoimmune diseases as well, like systemic sclerosis and SLE, for MCTD, for sarcoidosis also. And so we decided, we gave him protocol, and we, after going through his clinical profile, we decided that we can accept this. Though if we see autologous bone marrow transplant or HSCT in myasthenia gravis, it is done, though it is rarely done in but after experience of doing autologous bone marrow transplant for other diseases, so we decided, okay, it can be done. And though it can be considered as experimental, but still very good outcomes have been reported with HSCT in myasthenia. So we decided, because if we see, it is also kind of autoimmune diseases, and the principle of transplant, the treatment, everything is same as it is done for other autoimmune diseases. So here we have Evert with us. He tolerated the procedure with little difficulty, but today is day plus 16, and we are happy to send him back to his home country, Canada.
The technical part of the treatment, I'm very inquisitive, so asked a lot of questions. It went from harvesting my stem cells, and then also the chemotherapy. I must admit that this was very hard on me. I had some difficulty with allergies with medications, and some problems with reattachment syndrome. Since that time, with the doctor's expert care, I got over those things. Every day now I'm feeling much better, and looking very much forward to going home in a few days on Monday, November the 18th.
We have here Evert and his cousin Sai, who was his attendant for the whole program. So the program went well, but it has its ups and downs in between also. So even though the philosophy of transplant for all autoimmune diseases are same, the process is also same, but the challenges which we face is different in each of these conditions. So in his case, he had impending myasthenia crisis, which we tied over using IVIG, and he subsequently he did well after that. And he also had unique problems, like he had allergy with so many drugs. He had anaphylaxis with penicillin, he had known anaphylaxis with penicillin, he had allergy to cephalosporins, he was intolerant to fosfomycin. So there were a lot of antibiotics which was off our limits because of his allergy problems. So the spectrum of antibiotics which were available us to treat for the infections in his case was very limited. But we did find out few drugs which he was tolerant, and the mild infections which he had were cleared off with the help of those specific antibiotics which he tolerated quite well. He also is unique that he also developed autoaggression syndrome, that is engraftment syndrome, by the time he engrafted, but which also got tied over with the help of steroids, and he responded to that also well. So this though is similar to myasthenia, to multiple sclerosis in several ways, but the challenges and the pattern of the disease and the outcome and the process is different from those disorders. So it has been a very challenging scenario and very challenging situations many times, but finally he is here, he is fit along with his cousin. Now I think both are as fit as each other.
Yes. Thank you very much.
And I think it's really in this final week that we really start to see the benefits of the treatment here. And he did go through some rough times, no doubt about it. But the other day, I was close to tears just seeing what I saw as the old Evert. You know, seeing before he had his myasthenia, and I saw elements of that. And of course, he has no hair now. Usually, he has a big beard. But when that comes back, you know, I'm really thankful for the treatment that he's had here. And for me, it's been a wonderful experience. I've loved talking with the staff. I've enjoyed the food, the buttered chicken. I'm going to have to find an Indian restaurant when I get home so that I can get the buttered chicken. And but for me, it's been an enjoyable experience, and I'm very thankful for the treatment that my cousin has had, and I'm thankful for the personal interactions that we've had with the staff here as well. Dr. Ragesh is a good doctor because he could have a career as a comedian too. He's visited us many times. He's been very reassuring, and I've been impressed with all of the doctors about the amount of knowledge they have. Any problem that we come up with, he will tell the answer, he'll tell his knowledge about it, and then of course I have my computer, so I'll Google it, and it's exactly like he tells us. So I go to Dr. Google, but we don't need Dr. Google because we have Dr. Ragesh, Dr. Rohan, and Dr. Pawan, and they have just been fantastic and very reassuring, and it's been a lot of fun. We have laughed a lot, and I think laughter really helps with healing, and the doctors here in India are not afraid to laugh with you. They'll be very professional, but they're very personal, and I have just loved that part of it, and I'm going to miss Dr. Ragesh and the other doctors as well.
I will certainly miss them as well, and I'm one hand very happy to go home, but I'm going to miss the doctors here and the nursing staff.
So we all of them are already missing them when we know they're going on Monday, because they are very entertaining people, and it is fun to come to their room, and we all compete to come here because we all want to be entertained also.
And hopefully we can come back when everybody's, you know, totally recovered, and then we can have a more social event apart from the treatment. But for myself anyways, it's been a wonderful experience.
Towards transplant, we hope that we have set another benchmark and we have another feather in our cap in our transplant program. And we hope that Mr. Kenta has a very good stay and a disease-free life further ahead. So my best wishes with Mr. Evert, and I hope he has a healthy life ahead.
Thank you. My intention is, of course, to spread the word, and I will, of course, report back so that they know what my progress is. And I am also looking forward to a disease-free life. Not sure yet where this is all going to end up, but the prognosis looks very good that my myasthenia gravis will go into total remission. And I highly recommend that people look into this as a treatment for the myasthenia gravis if conventional treatments don't work, or then again, even if conventional treatments work but are not working for you as far as illness and just daily poor quality of life. I was looking for this to get rid of those aspects of conventional treatment which weren't working for me and making me very sick. I think that this has been the treatment of choice.